Hey there, BookTube. Noah, everyone who reads it must converse is the channel. Nice to see everybody. Hope everybody's finding it well tonight. Happy Friday. All that kind of stuff, right? Had to get the mic out of the way in order to start the stream, but it is very nice to see everybody. Y'all let me know how the sound is, things like that. It's going to be an awesome show tonight. Been reading amazing stuff. I'm blown away by how good Promethea is. It's one of the greatest graphic novels that I've ever read. And, you know, I felt like this with Jerusalem. Early on in Jerusalem, just like, wow, this is right up my alley. I love this, And I love Alan Moore. I really do resonate with his just way of doing things, storytelling. Some really cool stuff. Hey, Alexa. Happy Friday, brother. Nice to see you. Alan Moore is a very cool storyteller. A cool dude. And Promethea is very esoteric. There's a lot of the subject matter that's right up my alley. Been very much enjoying that, and of course started Flannery O January. The Falcon Reads is in the house. Happy Friday, brother. Tyler, nice to see you, and good job on the name change. I think that's exactly right. You want it to be more accessible. It's you. It is what it is. So that's the way to go. Killer, bro. I would love to hear your take on Promethea. I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff. I have some new kind of tech set up. We'll see if if I make it work properly, right? But I did put together a little slideshow for you guys when I talk Promethea, just to show you guys big screen what I'm talking about with the artwork from this series. But I guess where I wanted to start it off for tonight is with just a beautiful pic, something that I found at a thrift store. And yeah, it seems like I'm sounding pretty good. Like the whole thing is going just right. All right. So Danilo Kiss. This is Hourglass. Danilo Kiss wrote a book called Encyclopedia for the Dead. And it's an experimental work. It's an experimental writer. I found this just sitting on the shelf. And the name I recognized from the Encyclopedia of the Dead. And so grab it. And it seemed, just the praise that is heaped upon this writer. I believe he is Serbian. Probably no other novelist has succeeded better than Kiss in making a densely stylistic pattern out of such a nightmare, conveying with gruesome but also aesthetically beautiful effect the interrelation in such a life at such a time of the quotidian and the apocalyptic, the combination of the sense of trivia with the sense of doom. Very cool, huh? Yeah, Serbia's border with Hungary is where he was born, and I can't wait. So that's just, one of those things that you come across it, didn't expect it, didn't know I was gonna come into contact with that, and here we go. All right, let me catch up on some. Make sure I don't. What's up, SS? Happy Friday, brother. Nice to see you. Should I change my name if I start a channel? Yeah, bro. I would suggest it, You want people to be able to search and find you. If your name is Zelda, my daughter's name is Zelda, I would never recommend she have a channel with her name because nobody will ever find it, right? Christmas today for Orthodox Christians, right? Nick Voro, happy Friday. Nice to see you, brother. Saw a Promethea box set from a Croatian publisher, but it's pricey, almost $100. Yeah, it'd probably be about that if you wanted to get the whole set, what I have here. Even buying them separately, right? Because it's 5 books, but they are stunning. This is one of the greatest, honestly, one of the greatest graphic novel series I've ever read. And I've only read, 1.5 of these, but that's how it is with Alan Moore. I'm telling you, I love what he's doing. It's very Kabbalah. There's tarot and Kabbalah all through it. It is very, very, very cool. I just love everything about it, I'm telling you. So, let me see if I can get rid of this one then. All right. So, started reading, of course, for Flannery January in the house. Flannery O'Connor. I love Wise Blood. So, I've already started it. I've read this a couple of times. And I also love the movie. So have pulled that out and we'll be watching that. But right now it is all the book I've read up to chapter 4. This is where Hazel Motes gets his car. And what amazing characters. The very few characters there are in Wise Blood are all very dense with personality, and you can figure them out and have fun doing that, kind of getting deeper into that. But also what you're learning about them as far as the personality is concerned is used as a springboard for them to react to things later in the story, and for you to understand what their motivations are or why they react the way that they do to certain things. And right off the jump with Hazel Motes, he's very intense, he's very sour, he's a very dark and brooding kind of figure, and you wonder why. And his childhood is brought up and expounded for you very clearly. He was under the tutelage of this backcountry preacher, a backwoods theology, and very spare the rod, spoil the child kind of thing. The mother was ready to just beat him if he was doing something wrong, that kind of thing. Heidi Ho, what's up, Teeny Tiny? My member is in the house. Look at that star next to Teeny Tiny. That's cool, huh? I mean, I don't know. What's up, Ineffable? Happy Friday, bro. Nice to see you. For sure. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. So, Hazel Motes is this kind of in a kind of upbringing that I gained understanding a little more of the psychology and how it might be played, especially literarily speaking, is this kind of character who is Joe Christmas from The Light in August. A character, an orphan, and brought up, and we have another orphan in Wise Blood, Enoch Amory. But then Hazel Motes was brought up in this kind of very strict, very, physical discipline of just submission. And it's, Hazel isn't necessarily, he's against an idea of God. He is against it. And I think it's because Hazel Motes has a keen sense of pain and suffering. And it's shown that early on, like that he learns these kind of things as a kid, that people are hurting and pain and suffering is the way that things are. And no amount of redemption, as far as this theological intangible thing, is going to alleviate any of that pain or suffering. And that pain and suffering is where the reality sits for him. It's very wild, and brought to mind Joe Christmas's character, who is of course another very doomed figure, and heart-wrenching to see a life lived like that. That's for sure. Finished Wise Blood last night. Very, very cool. Yeah, there is a movie. John Huston did it. It's a Criterion. It's a very good movie. Very well done. It's almost a scene by scene of this book. So check it out for sure. I'm taking my time with it. I'm not looking to rush through it. I've only gotten to chapter 4 now, and it takes pumping the brakes not to read through this novel straight through, right? It's a short novel, but luckily I have got my hands on some cool stuff for the holidays. One of those is the Promethea, finishing that set so I can read that. But I did have a Barnes & Noble gift card. So before we get on with Promethea, I'll show you some Alan Moore that I was able to pick up. This is the Saga of the Swamp Thing. I was only able to find book 2 in this hardcover, but it was a great price, so I just grabbed it because I figured I'm going to get the volume 1 at some point. I'm not looking to read this right now, but I will read all of Alan Moore's stuff. It's awesome to see what he wanted to do and how he did it. We'll get to that more with Promethea for sure, because he's doing some wild stuff there. And Alan Moore really does always have his sights set big. Yeah, Tom L.A. Books in the house. Happy New Year, brother. Yes. Happy New Year, for sure. And so, as y'all might have seen, if you follow the channel here, that my Alan Moore Illuminations was an advanced reader copy that looked like it had gone through maybe 10 people's hands before it got to me. And probably so, right? People writing reviews and reading it before it came out. So I haven't been reading it so much because it's not in great shape. And I don't like reading a book if it's not in great shape. I like my books to be in very good shape. And that one was really just, it's not a reader copy anymore, right? So Barnes & Noble had the brand new Alan Moore Illuminations first edition hardcovers, half price after New Year's, after Christmas. They had them half price up there, so I got this one for $15 with a Barnes & Noble gift card, and I appreciate that one, teeny tiny. It's very cool. So now, no worries reading All I Want. This one will stand up to the test of time. And same text block, so I'm right in the same spot. All good. So there's the Alan Moore I was able to pick up just recently. And let's see how this goes. Let me try. I'll show you guys the Promethea slideshow that I put together. There we go. So this is, you'll see almost every single one of these pages is a full spread, right? Both pages are a full spread, a full picture. They could all be posters. It is dialogue heavy There's a lot of words to this, you can see, because it's very philosophical in the way that it is laid out. It reminded me of that science and um, spirituality, science and art debate, and kind of exploration that we were doing, Tom. So there it is, and I can show it again. Hopefully this plays just right. So there you go. I'll play it again, and you can see the artwork is beautiful, and there's so many changes in the art. Okay, where there's one point where Promethea, who is this goddess of the imagination, and the main character is Sophie, that girl, and they become real. You see this right here, where they're getting to where it's like 3D. Now they're like, it is photographic. And there's a picture right there, the second to last one there. That is, you might have recognized the universe card in the Thoth Tarot, the universe card, or the world card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And it's super cool and done in a very stylized way, and how it's building, like he's using Kabbalah as the cosmology, right? So Jewish Kabbalah and esoteric schools of thought are the cosmology that he's working in. So you see the ram, the lion, the eagle, the human, right around, just like the in the tarot deck, and even more pointed in the Thoth deck, it is a woman dancing with a giant snake. In the Rider-Waite deck, it's not as explicitly like this. The artwork is amazing, and I think you would all really enjoy it. The story is on another level. So it is an alternative, and there's so much humor. It's so funny, and it's satire because of what it is a commentary. Turns out being a commentary, right? And it's the loss of the imagination. It is a mechanical mind, fact driven, science driven only a way of looking at what it means to be a human being. And so Promethea is here to, what she's really here to do is bring the end of the world, bring on the apocalypse, because the imagination asserting its supremacy is an apocalyptic event. So that's how it goes. Hey, baby. Happy Friday. Emily in the house. For sure. So I'm really digging it. The subject matter of Promethea is really, really interesting. I don't know where he's going to take it. I'm trying to just kind of take it as it comes, because it is very dense. It's full. There is a lot of heady philosophy, philosophical it's expounding going on. But there's also a lot of action. There's a whole story going on. There's this whole society in this town is ridiculous. The mayor has multiple personalities and is a nutcase. And the most popular comic in their world is the crying gorilla. This gorilla that shows up and just says things like, oh, well, some days are better than others, or she gets the house and the kids, I get the car, just really ridiculous. I hate my body, just random like that. It's so silly. But it's an archetypal thing. It is just that kind of energy. And it plays in this kind of like the swamps of sadness in the never-ending story. And it's fun. It's fun and crazy, and I can't wait to see where it goes, because I'm only 1.5 books through this, 1.5 of these, and there's 5 of them. So I'm not even halfway, and it's already blowing my mind. And the artwork is so cool. See if we can I mean, there's just too much, and there is no spoiling this, because it's all completely off the rails. You could never open it up and just like kind of know what's going on. There's no way. You don't know what's going on. The setting is, the imagination itself. So it changes just that quickly. And here's case in point, right? Just open it to a random page, and it's another, 2-page spread. It's awesome how they it is J.H. Williams the third, and I saw an interview with him on YouTube here where he's talking about working on this, and how Alan and him were working on it together. Like, as he was writing it, J.H. Williams was drawing, and they would be working on a couple of pages, and Alan Moore would say, hey, he has no idea, what's on the next page even right now, because he hasn't written it, right? So it was an amazing creative endeavor, and it really shows in all of in every page of this thing. It really shows the level of creativity that they're on is very, very high. And you can just be immersed in any one of these pages, and find little things. There's all kinds of, see, like the snakes and the around the border. That's just this page. You know, it's a framing, just that page. Why? Well, because he can. There's all these kind of little things. Every page has its own kind of thing. This is kind of like a gazebo, or a top of a column or something, right? A couple of columns coming up, and these demons, coming to fight Promethea. It's actually 2 guys that are hired, but they're demons on another plane, and Promethea can see the demons and fights them on both levels, right? And Promethea is just completely unchained, boundless in her power, because it's the power of the imagination itself. Can make anything happen. Can make it happen just by thinking of it. There's nothing impossible to Promethea. It's wild how far it's gone so quickly. And so I can't wait to see where it goes, right? It's got another another 2/3. I'm probably 1/3 of the way through it. Killer. Can't wait to get the whole story. I mean, people talking about this thing, like I said, I saw an interview with this guy, the guy that drew it, and then some other videos, would pop up on my feed, right? And it's all comic book content creators, right? But saying that Promethea is just on another level. It's one of the greatest comic book series ever written. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. You know? Awesome. So, along with Alan Moore's Illuminations and the Alan Moore I got there with the gift card, I also picked up because I couldn't help it. My boy Una over at Codex Cantina has got me into reading Akutagawa. Akutagawa. So we read a couple of short stories, Hell Screen, and I forget the other one's name. And we did content on it, but I picked up Rashomon and 17 other stories. Rashomon, maybe his most highly acclaimed work, right? So I have to get it, read some more short stories. This is the way to go. They had the Penguin Black. Perfect, right? Just a brand new Penguin classic Black Spine. So a win there. And then this is like a guilty pleasure buy. We don't judge books by their covers, right? But some covers are more beautiful than others. What's up? I ain't finna read that. PG in the house. Nice to see you, bro. I'm just about to show an amazingly beautiful book. So this is a book that I've seen around, and my boy Jack, Rambling Raconteur, has it. But what does he not have, right? So I've seen it around, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh. And the writer is highly acclaimed. I don't feel bad about getting it, not knowing, because I'm sure the book is worth it. But they had it up at this Barnes & Noble that I went to. So I picked up Love in a Fallen City by Eileen Chang. Check this out. New York Review of Books, right? They always do it right. Dark one. Black. Yeah. Or gray. Real dark. Dark spine. Red lettering. What a beauty. Am I right? So I got it brand new. I don't find New York Review of Books used very much, or in thrift stores. Whenever I do see them, I buy them. Unless they're in bad shape, and most of them are in good shape. When I see them, I just buy them because there's so many good titles. There's so many cool stories that are in their classics line over there. So I'll just grab it. But this one, that gift card went to good use. Thank you. Very cool. It's been a rough week. It's been a really one for the record books, starting off the new year right. My girls are in full swing. Fiona especially. This girl works. She's going. My youngest, Zelda, of course you can't stop her if you tried, right? Because she's 8 and got that kind of energy going on. So I am a bit tired tonight, but I do want to bring up and talk about something, and then kind of maybe say my piece, right? And kind of be done with it, because it is a downer to me. I picked up and got of course, right, a project that I really love and support, and it's the Hold On Project Volume 3. So here's Volume 3 of the Hold On Project. The cover this time is done by Jeff Walton, the illustrator for America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots. Just a killer cover. A lot of great contributors, like always, to the Hold On Project. Y'all just check it out. Bookshore, Ben, a booktuber, buddy of the channel, been on the channel, and Lee D. Thompson, an Instagram friend, Robert Stickley, another author, George Solis, See Above Some Below author, Philip Friedenberger's in here, and just a whole list of others. All right, it's just great, a great volume, and this is the final volume of the Hold On Project. Didn't keep on. Why? You know, uh, community was all about it. It seemed there was a lot of support. There was a lot of talk. That's for sure, right? There's a whole lot of talk, and I'm one that you know who I support, what I support, and who I support. I um I it's not a secret, right? I'm very clear and very loud even with who I support and what I support. And I don't pay it lip service something that I like without supporting it. Um and I don't care if others like it or not what it is that I'm supporting, right? I hope that people like it. I hope that, I find a community of people that like the things that I like, and that's the kind of thing that my channel does. That's the kind of thing that this is, right? And it's great. But then there's this project, this literary journal that is totally grassroots, comes from and contributors are just everywhere, and great stuff is coming out in it. Short fiction, poetry, and people getting heard, artists, people that we, the kind of our community. It is our community. And there's no real support. Like that kind of thing. I've gotten the Hold On Project's releases within, a week of them dropping every time. Why? Because it's a grassroots, because it is this kind of thing that they rely on people to buy the volume so that they can print the next one. That kind of thing, right? It is that kind of operation. And you know it. We know that. When it is that kind of, heck yeah, book spine. So when we're doing it, when we're talking, when I'm talking about the Hold On Project, and I put together things to support the Hold On Project, yeah, I do reels. Yeah, I do kind of like commercials, but that's what it takes. Okay. Nobody is sitting here, even with the kind of support that somebody like me can do as a creator to just put it out there in front of people that this is something that I like and something that's beautiful. Check this out. Kind of market it in that kind of way, and then only just to buy my own copies, right? And then go buy them every time to support, because that's what I really feel. That's what I really am doing. And then hearing the community, seeing the community energized behind it, people talking to me about the Hold On Project and saying things and feeling a level of energy in the community, and then it just be a facade kind of thing, where it is a kind of thing where it's just lip service and there's not any real support for, I mean, everybody's buying books, and the whole community, it's more of an Instagram thing, because the whole, where I followed, and got information on it, on the Hold On Project, was through Instagram more. But it's just a sad thing to see. It is. And I wish that there was more support. If there was more support for it, it would still be a thing. As it stands, the Hold On Project Volume 3, this is going to be the final Hold On Project, and get your hands on it, because it's awesome. It's already, it's got a short story, by a couple of booktubers as well as awesome creatives from our community, the writer and reading and art community. So there we go. And tonight is a fun night. My daughter Fee has a friend over, so it might be a little bit louder. Her bedroom is right here next to mine. They've been spinning records and all that kind of thing. But we got a little fire pit and a little gas fire pit. No big deal. But it's something where we can crank it up quick and easy here on a winter night and do some s'mores, things like that. So with her having her friend over, Zelda was more than happy to join them and go make some s'mores and things like that. Thank you, Quentin. That's the way of all media. The impressions to likes to buy ratio is dismal. I wouldn't doubt it. Thank you very much, Quentin. I appreciate it. And it's all good. I'm going to cut it early tonight. Like I say, I'm tired. And then also just kind of everybody hanging out and having fun here. So I want to go get in the s'mores action as well and hang out with an awesome family. And, that's just what it comes down to. If we're all in it together, we got to support each other. So let's do it. Let's be there for each other. I appreciate you. Yeah. Have a s'more for teeny tiny. Heck yeah. And, pour one out for the Hold On Project. Pour one out. We're going to, I wonder if Jeff Walton will still give away a volume 3 of the Hold On Project. I was talking to him earlier because now we're going to have to come up with some other ideas, right? We're supposed to get on with Daniel from the Hold On Project and do a live. Things like that. It was going to be awesome. But now it is no more. And so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. He might give away a volume 3 of the Hold On Project. That'd be a cool way to get your hands on it. But also, of course, the Golden America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots. So let us know. And we'll let you know. Just follow on Instagram and here. We'll be giving it away soon because it's about time for it now. Thank you very much, y'all. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by and crushing some time with me. Always cool. And hopefully I'll probably finish Promethea by next Friday because it's just killer. I'm just going to knock it out. All right. Bye, y'all.